What if the most famous Vietnamese dish in the world began not in a grand restaurant, but on a quiet dirt road in a small village? Before pho became a global symbol of Vietnamese cuisine, before it appeared in cities like Paris, New York, or Tokyo. Its story began over 100 years ago in the northern countryside of Vietnam. In the late 19th century, around the villages of Nam Dinh and the Red River Delta, life moved slowly. Farmers woke before sunrise to work the rice fields. Buffalo carts rolled quietly along narrow dirt roads, and village markets opened in the cool morning air, filled with the sounds of wooden baskets, soft conversations, and charcoal fires crackling to life. Food here was simple. Rice, vegetables, broth slowly simmered over wood fires. But sometime during this period, something new began to appear in the morning markets. Street vendors carrying bamboo poles across their shoulders would walk through the village streets before dawn. On one side of the pole hung a basket filled with bowls and fresh rice noodles. On the other side was a steaming pot of broth. This was one of the earliest forms of pho. Historians believe pho first appeared in Nam Dinh around the late 1800s to early 1900s. The dish likely evolved from traditional Vietnamese rice noodle soups and was influenced by the changing culinary culture of the time. During the French colonial period, beef became more widely available in northern Vietnam. French settlers consumed large quantities of beef, while local cooks began using the leftover bones to create rich broths. Vietnamese cooks, known for their ability to transform simple ingredients into something extraordinary, began simmering these bones slowly with spices and herbs. They combined this broth with banh pho, soft, flat rice noodles that had long existed in northern Vietnamese cuisine, and slowly, bowl by bowl, pho was born. At first, pho was humble street food. It was sold from small carts or carried through villages by walking vendors. People gathered on tiny wooden stools in dusty streets, warming their hands around steaming bowls before starting their day. There were no restaurants, no menus, just broth, noodles, and patience. Over time, pho traveled. By the early 20th century, pho had spread from Nam Dinh to Hanoi, where it became a beloved breakfast dish for workers, students, and families. The aroma of simmering broth filled the streets each morning, and the dish continued to evolve. Every cook added a personal touch, a slightly different spice balance, a different way of preparing the broth. But the heart of pho never changed. A clear, fragrant broth, soft rice noodles, thin slices of meat, fresh herbs, and hours of slow cooking. Today we are going to cook pho in that same spirit, because the true secret of pho is not complicated ingredients. It is time. It always begins with the broth. Into a large pot go pork marrow bones, slowly simmered for hours. As the bones cook gently, they release natural sweetness and collagen that create the deep, comforting body of the soup. The broth begins to whisper softly as tiny bubbles rise to the surface. But pho is not only about richness. It is about aroma. Onions and fresh ginger are placed directly over an open flame and roasted until their skins turn dark and fragrant. This simple step transforms their flavor completely. The heat brings out sweetness, smokiness, and depth. When the roasted onions and ginger are added into the pot, the entire kitchen fills with a warm and familiar fragrance. Then come the spices, star anise, cinnamon sticks, sometimes cardamom or cloves. These spices are used carefully, never overpowering the broth but gently perfuming it. The pot continues to simmer slowly, hour after hour, and gradually the flavors come together into something remarkable. The broth becomes clear, golden, and deeply aromatic. Meanwhile, rice noodles are prepared. Fresh herbs are washed. Cilantro, green onions, sometimes Thai basil, thin slices of beef are placed gently over the noodles, and then comes the moment every pho lover waits for. The broth is poured into the bowl. The hot liquid cooks the beef instantly. Steam rises into the air, carrying with it the scent of roasted ginger, spices, and slow-simmered bones. It is a smell that feels like home. The first spoonful is delicate yet rich. You taste the sweetness of the broth, the warmth of cinnamon, the gentle perfume of star anise. The noodles are soft and comforting. The herbs add freshness and brightness. every ingredient balancing the next. And suddenly you understand why pho has traveled so far from the villages where it began. Because pho is more than food. It is memory. It is history. It is a bowl that carries the spirit of Vietnam, from the quiet markets of Nam Dinh to tables all around the world. And if this story warmed your heart, follow the journey with us.